Yo, what is going on, you guys? This is Mike or Geekermon, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I've been seeing tier lists left and right. Tier list this, tier list serial, tier list in-game. In-game? Avengers? What? It's fine. Tier list Game of Thrones, where you just put season 8 down in F tier and call it a day. But today we are going to tier list PvP Destiny 2 exotics. Now, I got this idea from, of course, watching a whole bunch of tier list videos.
Disney, come up with your own content.
Have you seen the nerfs coming? What am I supposed to do? Also, a shout out to Scaro9. I've watched your ranking exotic videos. I think they're great. I feel like this is different, but I just want to take a second to acknowledge the fact he has rankings of exotics. Go check him out. Go check him out. Great video, not intended to copy. I just thought it'd be good content. Don't forget to leave a like, sub if you're new, hit the bell if you haven't. The bell is next to the sub button. It makes you an extra sub. You get to join the hashtag BellSquid. Promo for new merch. Link in the description. Are we done self-promoting? Okay, let's jump right into the video. So I took about 8 seconds to think through how I was gonna do this, so I really hope it goes well. So the way that I think I'm gonna do this is start with the hunter armor. You can see the armor over on the right. These are all of the exotic options for armor. Today we're gonna do armor, but if it's received well from you guys, if this video does well, then I will scroll up and do weapons next. My ranking system is based on two things: how good it is in PvP. Remember that, because if you see something like Orpheus Rigged and I give it a low rating, it's not because it's bad in PvE. Please don't comment that before the video is even over. 2, this is based on my experience in the Crucible. I don't want to see any comments like, oh, Geek's actually wrong about the sword. The sword exotic's actually You make a tier list video and then we will compare. Oh, another thing worth noting. I play on Xbox. That's where the experience is coming from. I think for armor, probably gonna be the same across the board, but I'm sure when we get to weapons and I give Ace of Spades a B tier, people on PC are gonna lose their minds. So this is console. This is my opinion based on console. All right, without further ado, let's jump into the hunter armor. Up first, we have the old foe tracer. Now, this is my first time here. All right, that'll work. That'll work. Now I can just drag him around. Perfect. So if you guys don't know, the exotic perk for Foe Tracer visually marks targeted enemies and then does more damage to low health enemies. Very helpful. I think especially if you pair it with something that does damage over time like Thorn, this thing can be extremely viable. I will probably give the Foe Tracer an A. I think it can give you those long streaks to be able to stay alive, know where your enemies are, and get a 10, 15, or even a we ran out of medals. All right, number 2, Celestial Nighthawk. Now, again, this is PvP, but that basically turns Golden Gun into 1 damage shot. It also gives you super energy back, but if you wear it, it just gives you 1 shot for Golden Gun, so there's not really a lot of use for that guy in PvP. I am going to give Celestial Nighthawk an F. I'm gonna give it an F. Somebody's gotta get an F. I feel bad about it. I know Bakken uses it, it's cool, I get it, but it's not really that viable compared to the 12-shot Golden Gun you could get normally. Up next, Knucklehead Radar. Now, of course, I'm biased. I want to throw this guy S tier because I think it's one of my highest used exotics in the game. But the map awareness you get from rocking Knucklehead Radar, which you guys know provides radar when you're ADS with all 3 weapons. I'll even rock this guy with Mida, Ace of Spades, weapons that even give you, just because you get 1, 2, 3, every weapon gives you your radar. This guy, I'm going S tier. I believe Knucklehead Radar is an S tier weapon, 100%. Worm Husk Crown, a shell of its former self. Dodging gives small health and shield bump. A solid option. It doesn't give you quite the boost. I would have put it S tier or A tier before because you got a ton of health back. Started your health regen right away. For now, I think I'm gonna put this guy B tier. I think we're going Worm Husk B tier because it does give you a little bit of health, but there's just so many other viable options for armor. All right, last but not least for the helmets for hunters, the Graviton Forfeit. Vanishing Shadow, basically with this helmet, Your melee recharges faster when you're invis, and you go invis for like 12 seconds. It's insane. If you rock top tree tether, you will be invisible like half the game. It's absurd. Especially during the revelry, it made me just want to throw my controller out the window. All right, Graviton, I'm gonna go B for Graviton. I feel like it's viable, but it's just not used that often, especially if you're not rocking like 5 Paragon mods to get your dodge up. Oathkeeper, the exotic we all wanted and then none of us used. So the Oathkeeper, you can pull your bow, hold the bow indefinitely. Super cool perk, pairs well with the Wish Ender because you can just wall hack everybody. Just walk around playing the most defensive turtle-like strategy where you go with your wall hacks. I'm gonna give this guy a D. I feel like it's cool for the Wish Ender. For the most part, you're not gonna be holding bows for longer than like 5 seconds. It's not really that viable. Please don't hate me if that's your favorite exotic. I'm sorry. All right, moving on. The Shards of Galanor, the most OP exotic in the game. When's it gonna get nerfed? When's it? Well, it did. So thanks a lot, all of you guys that whined about it. Now, the Shards of Galanor, very inconsistent with getting super energy back. And thanks to you guys again, round 2. That's right, the blame is on you. Not me, I'm a YouTuber. The blame's not on me. I never get stuff nerfed. Too self-deprecating? So the Shards are taking another hit very soon, but we're gonna do this ranking pre the Season of Opulence nerf. So I am gonna give the Shards of Galanor a C. I feel like it's viable, it's good, but you don't get quite the super energy back like you used to. Just sad. All right, A on Swift. Dodging grants the following to nearby cult allies. Grenade energy to warlocks. I'm not even gonna read it. This is the worst exotic in the game, and it just saddens me that they even made it exotic. We're going F tier for the old Aeon. If you have it and you use it, I'm sorry, you should probably put on blue gear. Up next, we have the Bane of the Revelry, Shinobu's Vow. Now, Shinobu's Vow, a strong exotic. During the Revelry, it was absolutely insane. But now that you don't have infinite grenades, I feel like the Shinobu's has gone down to a pretty low use rate. I'll probably give Shinobu's a C. I feel like arc bolts are still the go-to grenades in Destiny 2. But if you rock Shinobu's and you wear a lot of grenade mods and you can place those skip grenades well, you'll probably have a good time with this exotic. But I think it's definitely middle of the road as far as hunter exotics go. Let's move on, shall we? Sealed Ahamkara Grasps. They were fun in Destiny 1. No one uses them in Destiny 2. Now let's take a look at the perk. Dealing melee damage reloads your current equipped weapon. I believe in D1 you got double the smoke grenades, right? That was the perk, was for Night Stalker you got 2 smokes. So that was kind of cool. Dealing melee damage reloads your currently equipped weapon. Most likely you're gonna go to melee somebody, you're probably gonna die to a shotgun before you're really able to use this perk practically. I would give Sealed Ahamkara a D. I know it seems lower because it's kind of cool, like, I don't know, you're pushing with some kind of SMG, you reload, but if you're a hunter, all you gotta do is dodge to reload. Why would you have to run and gun right at someone and melee them? That doesn't make any sense. Makes no sense, that's why people don't use it. We're moving on. This is fun. I'm enjoying this. All right, Liar's Handshake. Now this guy, I just got this guy to drop. I've played a few games with it. This guy is, I pasted 2 of them. What the? This guy is a beast. It's absolutely a beast if you can get it to proc. That's the problem with this exotic. So if you guys don't know, basically using your melee, arc melees only, or being hit by a melee like Feedback Fence allows you to follow up with a super powerful counterpunch that heals you. It's cool. A lot of times 1v2 situations in Destiny 2 are not that practical. If you have a shotgun, you can shotgun melee and then follow it up with a melee, but you have to be really careful. I tried to utilize this a lot and I ended up getting shotgunned more often than I was able to get that second punch off. But I haven't given it enough time and I've seen a lot of cool clips on Twitter. So we are going to give Liar's Handshake an uninformed B because I feel like it could be strong if you're a very aggressive player, but also if you use your melee and then you don't follow it up, then you have to wait for your melee to come back. So I want to give it between a B and C. We'll give it a B. It's a low B, like a B minus. All right, Young Ahamkara's Spine, one of the more underrated exotics in the game. This guy right here, if you don't know, gives you better trip mine grenade duration. I just read that out of the side of my eye and pronounced it all wrong. And bigger blast radius. Also, ability damage grants trip mine grenade energy. Basically, grenade energy gives you grenade energy. If you guys have used the Spine, you know it's very solid. People are shook by how powerful the trip mine grenades are. You lob them on a corner, they last 45 minutes, and they do like 190 damage to your opponents. I don't know if that number's accurate. Please, hey, don't quote me on that. I'm just trying to make a video here. Young Ahamkara Spine, I am gonna give an A. I feel like it's an underrated exotic that you don't know how powerful it is until you use it. All of you guys out there that use the Spine know how strong it is. Tell anyone commenting, why do you give that an A? Tell them. You know how strong it is. Moving on. Oh, baby. The Mechaneer's Trick Sleeves. This guy, man, I want this guy to be good, but the problem is not the exotic. The problem is sidearm. So if you guys don't know, increases sidearm ready and reload speed while you're critically wounded. Swapping to a sidearm makes it do more damage. Now that Rat King has a catalyst that when you get kills, it heals you, it's a little bit better. But I will say sidearms as a whole, very low use rate, very difficult to put up good games against the Dustrock Blues using your old anonymous Autumn. Good players will do well with it. I'm telling you, it's not that it's bad. It's just that sidearms are underwhelming. And for that, I'm not gonna give it an F. I'm gonna give it a D because I feel like it's solid enough on its own and I don't wanna punish it to an F just because sidearms are not the meta. Trying to keep it fair. I don't know what the rule system here is. We're moving on. Oh, baby. Dragon's Shadow. Now, Dragon's Shadow, it does a couple of things here. This bad boy not only dodging reloads all 3 weapons, but also your handling on all 3 weapons is better after you dodge. The secret bonus is that if you put on the long dodge, the bottom tree dodge, you can do the long dodge, have all 3 weapons reloaded, and super high weapon handling. I'm telling you, spectacular weapon handling. If you're gonna run triple snipers, triple shotguns, shotgun sniper, you have to have this exotic. It is crazy how helpful it is to have all of your guns reloaded every single time you dodge. For that, we're giving Dragon Shadow an S tier. This bad boy deserves it. All right, moving on to Raiden Flux. Quick successive attacks with Arc Staff increase its damage and how long it lasts. A very solid exotic, especially with the new dodging Arc Strider. This thing makes your super last way longer. If you want the official numbers, YouTube it. That's not why you're here on this channel. Now in PvE, this thing is a beast because you can kill and get more damage. It's almost like Rampage for your Arc Strider. In PvP, it's actually super cool because you can get a kill on a regular guy and then push a super and have enough damage to be able to take down a super. Any exotic that helps you take down a super is a win in my book. For that, we are going to give the Raiden Flux an A. Now, if you guys think it deserves to be lower, you're not using it enough, or I'm wrong. Let's move on. All right, the Lucky Raspberry, one of my favorite exotics back in Destiny 1. Let's see what the perk says. Increases the chaining capability of arc bolt grenades, has a chance to recharge your grenade each time it deals damage. A full chain automatically gives you a new grenade. This thing was beast during the Revelry, but even after the Revelry, it's very strong. Arc bolt grenade, strongest arc grenade in the game. The only other one that could come close, I would say, is a pulse grenade, but we don't have that option over here on Hunter. So arc bolt grenade being as strong as it is, you can lob this onto a zone in PvP. 1, 2, 3, they're done. Big fan of this exotic, and for that, we are gonna give it an A. I think I'm teetering between an A and a B, but I'm giving it an A because you have to really use it to feel that potential, but your arc grenade goes from like a 6 out of 10 to like a 12 out of 10. All right, up next, the Ophidius Spath. Now this bad boy right here basically gives you 2 throwing knives per charge, and what it means per charge is if you dodge with bottom tree and get your melee back, it'll give you 2 throwing knives. This would be great besides the fact that throwing knives are trash. I main 6-shot golden gun, so you don't have to tell me, oh, throwing knives are good. I understand in the right situation, a throwing knife can be lethal. But in a much more real sense, usually what happens with a throwing knife is you do not even a shield damage to somebody, and then you get disappointed when they shotgun you in the face. For that, I'm gonna give Ophidius Spath a C. I know it seems like I'm just evening out the playing field here, but I really feel like this is where it deserves to be. If you disagree, you can make your own video. All right, Gwison Vest. Now this bad boy right here, every Spectral Blade kill before you go invisible restores your super energy. Now you used to have the Gwison Vest create the infinite Spectral Blade loop pre-nerfed Spectral Blade. What a time to be alive, man. But now Spectral Blade has been toned down, still one of the strongest hunter subclasses, but in a different sense. The super is not quite as dominant as it used to be. It's mostly the neutral game that makes that super so strong. What am I talking about? Spectral Blade is still ridiculous, dude. For that, we're gonna give the Gwisten Vest an S. I think it's still a top tier exotic. Spectral Blade is still 10 out of 10 insane in the Crucible. The Gwisten Vest deserves to be up here. It gives you more super energy. You can roll through 6, 7 guys, no problem. As long as you swipe, invis, you keep getting that super back. All right, let's move on to the boots, shall we? The Frosties. Back from Destiny 1, a fun exotic. It's like the sad cousin to the Stompies. The Frosties are good. It gives you increased grenade, melee, and dodge regeneration while you're sprinting. Also, when you dodge, you get better sprint speed. Not a bad exotic, a good neutral game exotic. The problem is most people who would rock Frosties end up just rocking Stompies instead. For that reason, we are gonna give the Frosties a B because on their own, they're a great exotic, but the tier list is really all about trying to figure out where they stack up compared to other exotics. I would say they're worse than some of these, but they're definitely on par with something like the Worm Husk for sure. All right, so we are on the Lucky Pants. Now, the Lucky Pants, the perk itself, mediocre. The hidden perk, the intrinsic perk that you can read when you inspect it and look a little further, precision hits load 1 round of the chamber into stowed hand cannons. Good if you're rocking like an SMG or an auto rifle, get those headshots and then it puts a bullet back into your hand cannon if it's not already reloaded. But that's not why we love the Lucky Pants. The reason we love the Lucky Pants is because hand cannons ready faster and are more accurate after swapping to them. This means your Luna's Howl, your Thorn, your Ace of Spades, your Not Forgottens, and your Last Words become beast mode as soon as you pull them out. Most people don't know that perk exists, and then they go to put on the Lucky Pants and they're like, why would I want ammo back in my hand cannon? That doesn't make any sense. But then you swap to the Last Word and it's like, I mean, it's right there. For that, we are gonna give the Lucky Pants an A tier. Now, again, this is on console, so the Last Word is okay on console. I use it. Most people complain that it has too much recoil. Luna's Howl is where this guy really shines because you can pop it, 3-tap him super fast. So basically what I'm saying is if more hand cannons were viable, this might be an S tier. The reason I'm giving it an A tier is because on console, Ace of Spades, Duke, all those hand cannons are a little bit tougher to use, so the use rate is a lot lower. For that reason, we're gonna give it an A. Okay. Orpheus Rigged, everybody's favorite PvE boots, but in PvP, what do they actually do? Provides ability energy for each enemy tethered by deadfall anchors. Mobius Quiver has more shots. Now, this just saddens me because Tether is the least used subclass in the game. By far the least used subclass in the Hunter world. No one rocks Tether. And those people that do, I commend you, I respect you. I'm not even talking about myself. I'm talking about the use rate of Tether is just abysmal. Everyone rocks Spectral Blades. So Orpheus Rigged giving you ability energy when you tether people with the anchors. That means you have to rock bottom tree. You can't even go invisible. You gotta shoot 20 tethers that don't really kill anyone anyways. I think this exotic is good. It's great in PvE, but in PvP, it's not really that viable. And for that reason, we're gonna give this bad boy an F. And I know you're gonna be upset. I'm sorry I had to do it to him, but Tether is terrible in PvP. It doesn't even one-shot kill people. I stand by the decision, but I also, if you disagree, I respect it, but you're probably not right. All right, we got 2 more for the Hunter. We've made a pretty even list here, honestly. I wasn't expecting it to be quite, when I went into this, I was thinking Hunters probably gonna have a lot more A and B, Warlock's probably gonna have a lot more D and F, so we'll be interested to compare the charts once we're done. Oh baby, one of my favorites, the Stompies. So if you guys don't know, this is basically what were the young Ahamkara's boots? What were they called? The boots we had back in Destiny 1 gave you an extra jump. These guys, instead of doing that, give you a better jump. They also increase your sprint speed, your slide distance. These things are basically what the Frosties should be. Very strong exotic, absolutely dominant in the Crucible. If you don't know, the pro tip for using these boots is to put on triple jump. It makes your triple jump as good as your strafe jump, but you get an extra one. The handling, the speed, the jumps, basically this exotic is S tier 1000%. This is probably its own, a league of its own above everything else, but we're gonna give it S tier. All right, Last but not least, and probably one of the hardest for me, honestly, the old Gemini Jester. So basically, dodging disorients your opponents, kind of throws a little flash on their screen, takes away their radar, leaves them bamboozled, then you can slide in with the cleanup kill. The other thing is that dodging when they're in proximity does like 2 or 3 damage to most opponents when it hits them. The huge benefit here is if you're an aggressive player and you dodge a lot, you can end up putting up 40, 50 kill games where 30% of it is just assists from you dodging. I had a 50 bomb during the Revelry with Thorn and the shotgun that I'm pretty sure like half the kills came from rocking Gemini Jester. Extremely underrated, very strong, but you have to be able to dodge and then follow it up while you disorient your opponents. If you're not aggressive, these exotics don't work out, but if you are, they can be very, very rewarding. For that, I am gonna give the Gemini Jesters an A. This is my final list for Hunter armor. I think it's pretty fair. It looks like across the board, in my opinion, there is almost double-digit number of S and A tier exotics to choose from in PvP. I genuinely, usually on a day-to-day basis, would feel comfortable rocking anything from the C tier up. These 6 exotics down here, I probably never rock in the Crucible. It's just Oathkeepers I'll do for fun for a video. The rest of these don't really see any time in the Crucible at all. That's gonna do it for the Hunter one. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave a like if you did. Let me know if you wanna see Titan or Warlock next. You can vote down below in the comment section. If this video is received well by you guys, then I will follow it up. I'll do Warlock, I'll do Titan, and then I'll follow it last but not least with all of the exotic weapons, which there's a ton here for me to go through. So that'll do it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you guys in tomorrow's video. Thanks for watching. Peace.